the insane price hikes that we are seeing from designer fragrance brands has truly just been an abominable part of the fragrance community. I think it's really low-hanging fruit to be critical of dupe fragrances, but honestly, when you see brands like Chanel really charging $275 for their newest Bleu De Chanel, I don't know how you can really complain about dupes. You don't really see the quality offerings from designer houses going up drastically, but you are seeing their prices skyrocket. Dupes, on the other hand, are getting better and better. These fragrance houses are using higher quality ingredients, or they're figuring out how to blend even better. I mean, we're just seeing so many good dupe releases for bottles that are in the $30, $40, $50 range, which is perfectly reasonable for a fragrance. I would even go as far to say that a lower price point lowers your expectations and makes it a lot easier to be happy with and enjoy your fragrance, as opposed to spending $275 on a fragrance. And I understand like that $275 is not that outrageous of a price when you start to look at niche houses, but we are talking about a designer house with competitors that have offers in the $70 range that you can get on discounters. And I fully understand that this is a luxury product. Fragrances are luxuries. There really is no set price on what something is worth. It's really worth as much as you're willing to pay for it. But I'm drawing my line in the sand here. Like, I'm not paying this. Fragrance enthusiasts and the fragrance community in general is really just such a great, amazing community that is so positive. Honestly, for me, one of the greater things I have become more exposed to this year is fragrance groups and forums online, and being able to communicate with other enthusiasts and share our knowledge, share our opinions. Like, it is truly an amazing community, and it's better than, I would say, any other community I've experienced in my time being on the internet, which at this point is like my whole life. And I understand charging premium prices when using truly premium ingredients, but what we are seeing with Bleu De Chanel L'Exclusif is not a price hike that's justified by better quality ingredients or a new innovative offering from the fragrance brand. It's more of Chanel saying, no, we're going to add an even higher premium brand tax on our fragrances to put us in this upper echelon tier and essentially create, you want to talk about exclusive, right? That's the name of the fragrance. The only thing that makes this fragrance actually exclusive is hiking the price so high that you are honestly taking advantage of your fans and this community that you profit from. I do kind of get the brand strategy from Chanel of wanting to kind of blur the line between designer and niche. I remember when you used to be able to get Bleu De Chanel, a 100 milliliter bottle for like $120. And now we're talking about encroaching on the $300 price point. Every time I've sampled a Bleu De Chanel fragrance, honestly, I thought it was fantastic product. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great brand and it's a very popular product for a reason. But honestly, the way that the brand has behaved, not only in terms of pricing, but also the way that they come after fragrance influencers who talk about their brands. They go after Facebook fragrance trading groups for people who post their products. I'm in a few groups that have strict rules of no Chanel whatsoever. You can't even trade it. You can't even blur out the brand name. You cannot trade them on these groups. I just watched the Gent Sense review on this fragrance, and he talked about this copyright strike he got against his channel. Like, we're talking about Gent Sense. We're talking about one of, if not the most popular fragrance influencer, video content creator, maybe ever. And don't even give me the whole like Jeremy Fragrance thing. Like, who has made true impact to this game with knowledge and consistency and dedication to sharing this vast amount of knowledge that he has about fragrances and providing as much value as he can in his videos. Gent Sense is fucking goated. So to really go after him, as really one of the leaders of the fragrance community is just it's so ugly to me. And I just don't know how this behavior doesn't give you any other reaction other than just really wanting to boycott this brand. So I don't know why Chanel really wants to put a sour taste in the mouth for people who want to share their opinions and experiences with their fragrances. It's almost like they don't want anyone to talk about it, which when you think about what Bleu De Chanel is supposed to be, We're talking about a mass appealing fragrance. We're talking about a blue out of the shower type of scent. We're not talking about something that's actually exclusive, like the product itself is designed to sell and to be for anyone and to sell a large volume of units, which they do every single year. But for some reason, they just, their brand protection department just feels so, like, it's hard for me to even, like, really put a word on it. It's really just honestly disgusting. And so it's just one of those examples of something where when it happens, you truly are just like, you know, what is so wrong with dupes? When you look at the landscape of what these companies are doing and the way that they're hiking their prices and treating their customer base just so, I would even say abusively, when you see these dupe companies come out with affordable alternatives to some of these fragrances, like, how can you blame them? Not only how can you blame the companies, but how can you blame the consumer base when you're asking them to pay $275 for a Bleu De Chanel? Like, this fragrance is made for trust fund kids. This fragrance is made for kids with daddy's money that they can just pull infinite money out of their wallet whenever they want and just buy whatever they want. And they can parade around their material possessions and ultimately not even care about them in this snobby type of way, not because they actually care about the products or the quality or the value of what they're getting, but just to say, I have more money than you. And that is the embodiment of what I think this fragrance is going to be. I haven't smelled it. Honestly, I don't even really care to smell it or try it right now. Like, I'm not rushing to Macy's to try this fragrance out. I'm honestly just so disheartened by, you know, Chanel's behavior. It's clearly a brand that thinks that they are above and bigger than the fragrance community and their own consumer and customer base. And, you know, to an extent, they might be right. You know, people are going to buy it. There are plenty of snobby people with plenty of money out there that can purchase these fragrances and increase Chanel's bottom line and make this a successful launch for them. I have no doubt in my mind that that will be the case for this fragrance. But I don't know, man. This really just feels kind of like a dark day for the fragrance community and fragrance enthusiasts. Now, you know, some people may look at this video and just say, get your money up, not your funny up. Like, $275, what are you, broke? No, I'm not broke. But I value my money, no matter how much of it I have. When it comes to fragrances, determining value can be tricky because, like I said earlier in this video, something's really only worth as much as you're willing to spend on it. So to me, if you're going to spend a premium price on a fragrance, there has to be a premium draw, a premium appeal. Like, why do I buy a Parfums de Marly fragrance as opposed to a dupe? It's because I think that there is a quality to that fragrance that is unmatched by the dupes. Like, what your value, the way that you determine your value in that sort of trade-off, you either have such an admiration for what the original fragrance is doing that you say, I don't care that it's a premium price, it's worth that premium price. Or you say, that's all right, I'll go with the alternative and I'll be happy with my purchase because I feel like I got a good value product for the amount of money that I spent for it. You know, maybe I don't want to spend almost $400 on Tigar, so I go and get the Maison Esrar Majesty for $50. But this Bleu De Chanel Exclusif, it sanctifies the entire value proposition process when it comes to purchasing a fragrance. Because we already know what this is going to lead to and how this is going to go. YSL, Dior, Paco Rabanne, all of these different brands are all going to do the same thing. They're all just going to start hiking their prices to where Chanel used to be. And as they inch closer and closer, Chanel will eventually start to up their prices even more. For them to not even really go full niche with this is just, it's such a slap in the face. And, you know, for the private line stuff, I get it. You know, for the private line, you want to charge $500, whatever you want to charge. I get it. It's the private line. But Bleu De Chanel is supposed to be the everyday man's fragrance, something that is fit for any person to be able to wear. You know, so to do this with what the intention of this fragrance is actually supposed to be, it's just ugly. So like I said, I'm not buying this fragrance. I don't care to test it. If they put out some dupes, honestly, I would look at buying a dupe of this fragrance simply just to spite Chanel because of just how much of a fuck you this was to the fragrance community. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a flanker that they use the word exclusif instead of elixir or le absolu or whatever flanker terms they would use. They just put le exclusif like. And look, I'm sure it smells fantastic. You know, Chanel really, they don't make bad products, so I don't think I'm going to go smell this and it's going to smell like garbage. I'm sure it's fantastic and whatnot, but you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's like, it's the sentiment. It's the sentiment for me. So, you know, I don't know. I'm sure that I'm not the only person who feels this way, but I'm also sure there are plenty of other people who could easily just say, suck it up. This is a luxury product. You know, it is what it is. If you don't want to spend the money, don't spend the money. And listen, by no means am I telling you or anyone else watching this video what to do with your own money. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions and how I'm going to spend my money. So let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you think I'm in the wrong here. I'm curious to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, consider checking out some of the other videos on this channel if you want. Maybe like, maybe subscribe. If not, it's all good with me. I think that's all I got to say on this one, guys. So let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.